How's everybody doing? Welcome back to my channel. This week, my client flew in for the next 2 days to do an insane, complicated cover-up. So with that being said, let's get this day started. Let's go.
Definitely some, yeah, there's definitely some dark parts.
How long ago did you get it done?
It's been about 2 or 3 years for this piece. This was an older one that they incorporated, so obviously they didn't touch that, so it goes over a little lighter and then wraps around.
When was the last touch-up you had? 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. And some other areas are older than 3 years?
Yeah, just up top.
Okay.
It's a bad. I've had a history of bad tattoos. They all don't end up the way envisioned, and this one was a good trash poker kind of guy that said he was like, "Oh yeah, I know I can fix it," and then he went, and that's when he added all the the darkness and stuff.
Heading to my consultation, I was excited but nervous at the same time, just because the cover-up that I was going to be doing was extremely complicated. And the reason why I was nervous, it was not so much that I couldn't do it, it was just making sure that the concept we were going to come up with was perfect for this project. The cover-up that I'm going to be doing, it is complicated, especially because the whole entire arm is covered in tattoos. But the concept that we chose, it is a skull with a cathedral window. So it has a lot of texture, it has a lot of contrast, a lot of highlights. So it's definitely going to help me out to really execute this cover-up. And it's not going to be a problem, but that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in this project. So I'm about to start by printing out the stencil here. We got the template. So this is what we're going to be doing, which is a skull becoming a cathedral window. And this is what we're going to be using to covering up what he has on his arm. So on this video, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be more like a vlogging, kind of following me around kind of style, just because my client doesn't feel comfortable being on camera and he doesn't want his face at all to be shown on video. So we're going to respect that, and we're going to record from the shoulder down. And if we get the back of his head, I hope he doesn't mind. But we're gonna focus on doing this project in the next 2 days. You can come up with new technology, better printers, better stencil printers, but nothing beats this beauty right here. Cheap and efficient. Like, there's nothing better than this, and that is just my personal opinion. I'm just saying, I just like how simple it is. It's efficient and gets the job done perfectly, and it never fails me. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna line up the two stencils, and I chose to connect them on the socket area because it's a lot easier to connect and it doesn't distort anything, so it's a lot easier. I just choose the place that is the easiest to connect, because if I cut it right in between the window, I feel like it's too complicated to connect two pieces because there's so many lines, so you have to worry about so many things. But in the eye sockets, it's like 4 lines that I gotta worry about, so I just place it nice and easy. Creating the stencil was really easy just because a skull with a cathedral window can be very self-explanatory, so it gives me the flexibility to play around with the contrast and the highlights. So I'm going to be having fun with it. My reference is there, but I'm probably not going to be using it too much, just because I feel like what I can do out of imagination is way better than what the picture is showing me. Especially doing a cover-up this complicated, I got to be able to just improvise in certain areas to be able to do this cover-up successful. Let's take the before picture, see everything we got here. We're gonna be tattooing this for the next 2 days. Yup, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. So what we have here, it is a 3-year-old tattoo, about 3 years old, right? And then no touch-up since 3 years ago?
No, absolutely, yeah. The dragon, 20-something years, more or less. And then some of the other stuff, a little 10 years, something.
Trash polka. Damn, so you were 18 when you got the first tattoo. Not the first tattoo.
Yeah, that was first.
Oh, that was your first tattoo ever.
This was a little dragon.
Dang, why made you get that dragon back then?
You know, it was back in the day. You walk in the shop.
That one.
Flip through a book. It was green, and I was like, can you make it like textured, like a stone type thing? They're like, yeah. You know, 1 hour later, I wish I remember how much I paid. You know, $50, $40 later, an hour later, you got a tattoo. How about that?
Damn. The product that I'm using to put on the stencil, it is this amazing product here. It's called Jesus Juice. It's called Stencil Magic as well. But this is my favorite. The approach that I'm going to be taking with this project is using a 14 round liner with solid black and then transitioning to a medium gray to later on adding a lot of highlights. The tattoo that he has a little bit of red on it, so I'm going to be using the red that he already has to my advantage. So I'm going to be adding a little hint of red around the skull and around the cathedral window to make sure that I camouflage it. It makes it easier for me to really cover it up, and then adding that contrast and those highlights are really going to stand out on this cover up. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like a highlight of red here on this side and make it look like there's one side that there's red, and then transition to a gray black on this corner, so it has like that pop. But I'm excited. It's gonna be easy. I can already see it. I can see it. Yep. Woo! There it is.
So the PTSD, I try not to even think about it. I even forgot the artist's name, the shop's name. I was like, I just didn't try to block it out, repress the memories.
We're here now, though. We are here now.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna fade out the bottom of the tattoo, so that way it's not so harsh, like a plain line going across it. Not like this, but I'm gonna fade it out, like a little bit of a wavy areas. That way it's not so harsh. After a few hours, I was packing in the black super nice, and I was able to include those details that I really needed to make this cover up happen. I did notice that his skin was a little bit dry, and he has a little bit of a darker skin complexion, so I'm going to rely more on my black than my light grays. Before I transition to the red, I want to make sure that I have the right amount of black to start transitioning. And I'm gonna start dipping my needle, my 14 round liner, into my red to create more like a brown tone, and then go straight to bright red. And as you can see, it's already mixing really nicely. There it is. There we go, transitioning. I leave like a little negative skin between the tooth and the chin here, because I'm gonna use it later. I really like the way red looks implemented in tattoos. It just looks nice. It looks like it belongs. Only when it suits the piece, of course. Don't force it either. It's a beautiful red. Look at that. And red is one of those colors that can go on any skin complexion. That's why I like it. Towards the end of day one, I was really happy the way the skull was turning out, especially because the tattoo that he previously had is completely covered up. Day one was really successful. I was really happy the way everything looked. So I'm excited for day two because now I'm just gonna complete the rest of the cover up because the most complicated areas that I was worried about are completely covered up. Now it's gonna be super smooth, so I'm not gonna have any problems on day two. Today is day two and we are ready to complete this cover up. Yesterday was a journey and it was a fun day because once I finished the first part of the tattoo, it let me know that what's possible, right? So I know my limits now. I know what I can do. I know what I can add, what I can take out, which it is very bright considering it's a cover up. It is crazy the amount of how bright it is. So I'm really excited for it. How was the paint level yesterday?
It wasn't bad. I think the white highlights. Yeah.
It's a little tricky, a little spicy. But today we finish and it's gonna be a chill day. I'm excited for day two just because I know it's gonna be really smooth today. I'm gonna be able to finish up this cover up with no problems. Knock on wood. That's it. I am using triple black dynamic for my black, and I have some big announcements coming up very soon about dynamic and me coming up with an amazing product, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. I can't say too much yet because we don't have the product yet, but maybe in the next video I'll announce it about the big news, but stay tuned for that. Everybody pointing it out on social media, so I'm just gonna do it myself. I haven't done laundry, so I'm wearing, very low socks. What are these, ankle socks? Is that what they are? Kinda, huh? So today I'm not a down ass fool because higher the socks, the downer the fool, so today is not my day. Day two, I'm doing the cathedral window, so it has a lot of intricate detail in it, so I have to make sure that I'm very patient today and gotta make sure that I follow every single detail that he has so it looks three-dimensional on his arm. First thing that I'm gonna be doing, it is just doing the outline of this tattoo so I can have a guideline of exactly where everything is and all the little details, because before I start adding all my contrast, I gotta make sure where everything is so I can really enhance it and give it those highlights. There you go. The middle of the session, I'm feeling really good about this project because now I can see everything coming together, and I'm really loving the way it fits his arm, so it looks three-dimensional, and that cover up, it's happening. Does that make sense the way I said that? And the cover up is happening?
Well, yeah,
yeah, right?
Yeah. I'm not giving
it sounded weird the way I said it. It's okay. I added the solid black on the window, so now what I'm gonna do is adding the shadow underneath the three-dimensional architecture shape. So with my solid black, I'm gonna grab my 14 mil liner with a voltage of a 5.0, and I'm gonna start on the darkest parts, which is, I see one here, and I'm not gonna shade like this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do very light line work, building it up slowly. And the reason I'm doing this, it is because in my opinion, I have more control, or I guess my comfort, I feel more comfortable doing this. Instead of like doing this, I can feel a little bit more control with how much pressure I can add on the shading here. And I really, really like it just because it gives me a sense of direction of where the shading is going, where the highlight is going. Just really helps me with my perspective. The same thing on this side. And slowly fade it. This is gonna be my highlight point of the window. So I'm gonna do a little bit of black here. And if there's an area where the light source doesn't make sense and maybe it's supposed to be hit in a specific area, but it looks better if it doesn't hit that area. It's okay, you know, as long as you know that it's gonna turn out good and it's gonna look well, make that adjustment, you know. At the end of the day, you gotta do what feels right and what's gonna make the tattoo look better.
It's been great from the consultation on and now. Felt real comfortable. Took up a lot of time, you know, making sure we got the right concept. You know, I had a crazy cover up to do, so I came in with, you know, expectations to listen to them and, you know, make sure it gets done right. And all that's important. You got to be comfortable, you know, with the artist and everything. At the end of the day, he's causing me a lot of pain. But so it's all good as it can be.
Yes. At the end of the day, it's still painful, no matter what. Tattoo therapy? No.
It's my therapy. So.
I was telling him earlier that everyone that says, you know, tattoos is my therapy or tattoos don't hurt, most likely they don't have a big project that they have gotten done. Usually, if a client gets more than 20 hours of tattoos, they will not be saying that a tattoo doesn't hurt or tattoo is therapy. Because trust me, once you sit here doing a full outer sleeve in 2 days back to back, you are drained, you are exhausted, and tattoo therapy is no longer tattoo therapy. It's just pain. And if you say after 30 hours of getting tattooed and you still say tattoo is therapy, then I told him, I was like, I think at that point you really need like real therapy. Your shoulder is getting, it's like the cathedral window is taking the shape of your shoulder, so it's making your shoulder bulky on the top. Don't be acting brand new with me, man. Just because you got a cover up there. The whole entire experience was really amazing. I really liked the fact that I took on this very complicated project and I was able to execute it the way I wanted to. At the beginning of the consultation was a little bit tricky just because I was a little concerned about my client being very undecisive with what he wanted. Once he gave me full control of the project, it really shows on the piece because I was able to just be spontaneous with certain things at what I needed to add to really cover up what he had. Thank you so much for coming back and watching this new video. I really appreciate you. Let me know what you think about this cover up, and do you have a tattoo that's similar to this that you regret? Let me know in the comments and tell me your story. So with that being said, if you're a tattoo artist, I hope you learned something from this video. And if you're a tattoo enthusiast, I hope you were entertained. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.